storm is closing in, and whatever we catch before nightfall will become our only dinner deep in this mountain forest. The first job is cutting a young bamboo stalk. Fresh bamboo is light, flexible, and perfect for making a simple fishing rod. I trim away the top and clean off the remaining branches until only a straight, smooth pole is left. After checking the length and flex of the bamboo, it feels just right for fishing in the fast current later. Dark clouds continue gathering above the forest, and the wind is becoming stronger with every minute. I shoulder the finished bamboo pole, and it's finally time to leave this spot. Together we start hiking down the rocky trail, carrying everything we'll need before reaching the river. We keep carrying the fresh bamboo poles farther down the trail, getting closer to the sound of the rushing river. From above, the stream looks much stronger than usual. The current is moving fast, pushing around rocks that are almost completely underwater. Before doing anything else, we start clearing thick vines and brush along the riverbank to make a little more room to work. Both of us keep cutting and pulling away the tangled plants until the ground is finally open enough to move around without getting caught every few steps. Once the area is cleared, I begin shaping a wooden post. A small notch is cut into the top before tying the first support securely into place. I keep tightening each connection until the curved frame feels solid. Every knot has to hold, especially with the weather changing so quickly. The blue tarp goes over the frame, and I slowly adjust each side before securing it one corner at a time. To keep everything tight, I use a fresh forest vine as an extra tie. It pulls the tarp down firmly without needing any extra gear. The last corners are tied off, and I step back for a quick look. The shelter is finally standing and ready to use. With the shelter finished, it's time to prepare the fishing rod. A small piece of green stem becomes the first part of the rig before the fishing line is tied onto the bamboo pole. I finish tightening the fishing line, then carefully tie on a small hook. Every connection needs to be secured before it ever touches the water. The bait is waiting inside a small bottle. I pick out a fresh earthworm and thread it carefully onto the hook until it's fully covered.
Mắc cái lưỡi bé quá nên mắc khó, hắn phải to cái lưỡi to tí nữa. Lưỡi này lại lưỡi bé.
The bamboo rod makes its first cast into the current. Now all that's left is to wait and let the river do the rest. Two bamboo rods stand quietly along the riverbank while the fast water keeps rushing past, carrying leaves and small debris downstream. While the lines soak in the water, I begin gathering large rocks from the riverbank, one piece at a time. The first rocks are brought back to camp one by one. After a quick rinse in the river, I carry another piece into place. One more rock completes the base. After a few small adjustments, the cooking pot sits firmly on top, ready for the fire later tonight. Thick clouds continue covering the mountains, and the light is fading faster than expected. Back at the river, I wait quietly beside the bamboo rod.
Đấy.
Suddenly the tip
Check.
bends, and the first fish of the evening breaks the surface. Using a pair of pliers, I carefully work the hook free without damaging the fish. A clean release from the hook means the rod is ready to be baited again. I take one last look at the fish before noticing a small cluster of green berries nearby. After tasting one, the sharp bitterness is more than enough to make me spit it right back out. The forest is full of different wild plants, each one adding another layer to the landscape around the river. With daylight fading, I start cutting dry branches from the forest floor. Dry wood will burn much faster once the fire is lit. I gather everything into one bundle and carefully carry it back across the rocky riverbank toward our camp. The firewood is dropped beside the shelter. Then I split the thicker pieces into smaller sections, so they'll be ready whenever we need the fire. I fill the stone stove with dry twigs and start the fire. A lighter gets the first flame going. Then the blowtorch quickly builds enough heat for the wood to catch. Even after the fire is burning well, I stay beside it for a moment, feeding the flames until they become steady. Night settles over the river, and it's time to check the fishing rods again. The current is still moving fast, but this is when many fish become more active. I open the bait container, take out another fresh herb, and carefully thread it onto the hook. Fresh bait always gives the next cast a better chance. The bamboo rod swings forward once more, sending the bait back into the current. Only a few moments later, the line suddenly tightens. I lift the rod, and another fish comes splashing out of the water. With the fish safely in hand, I use the pliers to remove the hook as carefully as possible before it can damage the catch.
Ngay đây mà nuốt đâu? Ngay đầu đây mà.
Đấy rồi, nếu cầm được vào tháo. Cái đầu là con giun nó tuột lên thôi.
To keep everything together, I slide a small stick through the gills before setting the fish aside for dinner. After removing the hook, I send the line back into the current. It doesn't take long before another small fish comes up from the water. And to my surprise, another cast brings up a goby. These fish are usually found only in clean, unpolluted streams.
Bông trắng tinh luôn nhỉ?
I take a closer look at the little catch before making another cast. Even the smaller fish will be useful for tonight's meal. The river grows quiet again. One rod stays planted along the bank, while everyone waits patiently for the next bite. While waiting, we organize our gear and check what we've already caught. A freshwater shrimp is added to the bag before the night continues.
Cho đây, xong rồi giơ cái túi ra anh quay thành quả.
The forest around us grows darker. Moments later, another fish suddenly pulls hard on the line and comes out of the fast water. Then another powerful pull bends the rod. This fish is noticeably larger, bringing everyone over to take a closer look. Holding the fish securely with pliers, I pin it gently against the ground before carefully working the hook loose. It takes a bit of teamwork to free the hook from the biggest fish. Once it's finally out, we take a closer look before setting the catch aside.
Câu này là cái câu của chính luôn. Rồi. Sao không? Rồi. Hơi sâu.
A young bamboo shoot is cut into smaller pieces, getting everything ready for the next step. Sitting by the river under the headlamp, I organize the ingredients and prepare the fresh catch one piece at a time. This is a yellow catfish. We have to handle it carefully because its sharp spines are venomous.
Có trứng thì
One
bỏ vô
wrong
mà nấu
poke
nhá.
can ruin the rest of the trip.
Có cảm giác có trứng này rằng á.
The smaller fish are trimmed and cleaned in the stream before being added to the pot together with the shrimp. One by one, fresh catch begins filling the pot. With everything prepared, I head back to camp and secure one of the fish inside a split bamboo clamp for roasting over the fire. While the fish slowly roasts, I measure out the rice and pour fresh water into the cooking pot. The fire is adjusted one last time before the pot is placed on the stone stove, marking the beginning of tonight's dinner. With the rice quietly cooking over the fire, we finally get a chance to sit down under the shelter and take a long drink after hours beside the river. Fresh banana leaves are spread across the ground, turning the small shelter into our dinner table for the night. The rice pot is brought inside. As soon as the lid comes off, a cloud of steam rises, revealing perfectly cooked white rice. Using a clean pair of chopsticks, the rice is carefully lifted onto the banana leaves. Every grain stays soft and fluffy, while the golden layer of crispy rice stuck to the bottom is gently scraped free. None of it goes to waste. The empty pot goes back onto the fire as everyone waits inside the shelter, talking while the water comes back to a boil. The first ingredient goes into the pot-pickled bamboo shoots that have been fermented for days, bringing a rich sour flavor to the soup. Next come the sliced wild bananas, followed by a few fresh chilies for a little extra heat. Everything is stirred together as the broth begins to simmer, and the base of tonight's fish soup slowly comes to life. The fresh catch finally goes into the pot. Fishing shrimp are gently pressed beneath the broth, so everything cooks evenly together. A handful of fresh wild greens is torn into smaller pieces and added little by little. As they soften in the simmering soup, the aroma begins to fill the shelter. The roasted fish is taken out of the bamboo clamp and carefully placed beside the rice. A few moments later, the pot of soup is brought inside and set in the middle of the meal. Lifting the lid reveals a steaming pot filled with fresh fish, shrimp, bamboo shoots, wild banana, and forest greens. A small jar of seasoning is opened, and a few spoonfuls are placed onto the banana leaf to make a simple dipping salt for the roasted fish. The bamboo clamp has done its job well. The skin peels away easily, revealing moist, flaky meat that comes apart with just a pair of chopsticks. The first bite is a shrimp dipped into the seasoning, followed by pieces of fish from the soup. One by one, the dishes come together for a well-earned dinner beside the river. A little rice, a shrimp, and a piece of fish are wrapped together inside a fresh banana leaf, creating a simple bite that's easy to hold. Everyone prepares another leaf by adding rice and fresh shrimp before folding it up and enjoying the next bite. Judging by the smiles, dinner has definitely been worth the wait. Thank you so much for joining me on today's adventure. If you enjoyed this journey, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me explore next year in Vietnam. And if you'd like to follow more outdoor adventures like this, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.